Good day, my name is Roger Bala and I'm a science teacher. Before I begin today's lesson, firstly I would like to thank NALIS and TTT for partnering with the Ministry of Education to produce these educational series. I also encourage you to visit our school learning management system at learn.moe.gov.tt, where you'd find all the resources you need for all your subjects. Let's begin today's lesson. Today's lesson is an integrated science, Form 2, and it is on the importance of a balanced diet. The learning outcome for today is number 2.1.1, recognize the importance of a balanced diet. And it comes from diet and health. But first of all, what is a diet? A diet includes everything that a person eats or drinks. What did you eat or drink for the day? I hope you had a good meal. I hope you had a balanced diet. Look at some of the things that we could have in our diet. We can have tea or coffee, orange juice, toast with honey, raisin bread, yogurt, a sandwich, cereal with milk, a croissant, pancakes with syrup, a boiled egg, or even bacon and eggs. But what about some of our local dishes? Here's my favorite, doubles. I like to have a daily doubles. Do you like doubles? What about this Jamaican patty? Have you ever tried the Jamaican patty? It is very tasty. So everything that we eat or drink is our diet. But why do we need food? Food contains the nutrients that are needed for all our body processes. These are some of the foods that we eat. Here we have grains and cereals. Here we have fruits and vegetables and nuts and beans. And here we have animal products, fats, and oil. These are some of the nutrients that food contains. Nutrients are compounds in foods essential to life and health. They provide energy, they contribute to body structure, or they regulate chemical processes in the body. What are the different types of nutrients that we have? They are carbohydrates, proteins, fats, vitamins, and minerals. Not forgetting fiber and water. We get fiber from all these different plant foods. We get vitamins from fruits and vegetables. And we get carbohydrates from grains and cereals. We get proteins from animal products, fats from avocados and seeds. But don't forget, you need to drink enough water to stay hydrated. We also need minerals from fresh fruits and vegetables like bananas and tomatoes. These foods contain the minerals, vitamins, carbohydrates, fats, and proteins that we need. In what kinds of foods can these nutrients be found? Carbohydrates can be found in bread, potatoes, and cereal. Fats in cream, butter, milk, and oil. Proteins in meat, fish, and eggs. Vitamins in vegetables and cereals. Minerals in meat, milk, and cereal. And fiber in fruits, vegetables, and cereals. Do you get all these different foods in your diet? Well, I do hope so. But what are the roles of these nutrients? Well, carbohydrates are for energy, and they are a good source of fiber. Proteins are structural building blocks in our body. Fats, they store energy, as well as, therefore, cell repair. Water is a solvent and lubricant. It's for transport of nutrients and temperature regulation. Vitamins are involved in chemical reactions, and minerals are involved in enzyme functions, nerve impulses, and bone structures. These are the roles of the different nutrients that we get in food. What are some of the important vitamins we must get every day? Vitamin B1, also known as thiamine. We get this from milk, meat, dried beans, and whole grains. Vitamin B2, or riboflavin, we get it from meat, eggs, enriched grains, and vegetables. Vitamin B3, niacin, meat, eggs, grains, nuts, and potatoes. Vitamin B5, pantothenic acid. We get it from meat, whole grains, milk, fruits, and vegetables. Vitamin B6, pyridoxine. We get this from meat, dairy products, whole grains, and orange juice. What about vitamin B7, biotin? We get it from meat, eggs, legumes, and other vegetables. Vitamin B9, folic acid. We get from leafy green vegetables, whole wheat, fruits, nuts, and legumes. Vitamin B12, cobalamin. We get from meat, eggs, animal products. Vitamin C, ascorbic acid. We get this from citrus fruits, broccoli, tomatoes, red sweet bell peppers. Vitamin A, or retinol. We get this from dark green leafy vegetables, yellow-orange vegetables, fruits, milk, and butter. Vitamin D, we get from cod liver oil, milk, and egg yolk. Vitamin E, tocopherol, wheat germ oil, unrefined vegetable oils, nuts, seeds, and grains. And finally, vitamin K, phylloquinone, we get from leafy green vegetables and tea. Some important minerals that we must get in our diet. Calcium, which we can get from milk, yogurt, fish, green leafy vegetables, legumes. Chlorine, from table salt. Iodine, from seafood, iodized salt, and dairy products. Iron, from red meat, leafy green vegetables, fish like tuna and salmon, eggs, dried fruits, beans, and whole grains. Magnesium, whole grains, leafy green vegetables. Phosphorus from milk, hard cheese, whole grains, and meats. Potassium from legumes, potato skin, tomatoes, and bananas. And sodium from table salt. But what is a balanced diet? A balanced diet contains the different nutrients in the correct proportion. So a balanced diet contains all these different nutrients, but not too much or too little of them. A balanced diet will contain carbohydrates, fats, and proteins, as well as vitamins, minerals, roughage, and water. So tell me, do you get a balanced diet? Was your meal today balanced? I really do hope so. But if it wasn't, you would use your knowledge that you gained today to get more nutrients into your diet. Let's look at an example of a food pyramid that represents a balanced diet. You can see it starts off at the base with whole grains, legumes, and soy. Then it goes to fruit and vegetables, nuts and seeds, vegetables, oils, dairy, and sweets at the top. So it's a pyramid, which means that you should be getting more of these foods at the base and less of the foods at the top of the pyramid. How many of you like sweets? I know I do. But at the top of the pyramid, that's where sweets can be found. So it means that you should only be getting a small amount of sweets in your balanced diet. However, you should get a lot of whole grains, legumes, fruits and vegetables, nuts and seeds. Your diet should contain all of these different servings every day. But would a balanced diet differ from person to person? And the answer is yes. Different individuals need to have sources of each nutrient in their diet, but the amount needed differ depending on age, gender, level of activity, and diseases such as diabetes and hypertension. Do you know anybody in your family who requires a special diet? Think about it a bit. What is special about their diet? Do you have any diabetics or hypertensive patients in your family? Diabetics should cut down on sweets. Hypertensive patients should cut down on the salt and fats in their diet. But let's look at some of the nutrient contents of foods. Foods vary in their nutrient content. They vary in the amounts of carbohydrates, fats, proteins, vitamins, and minerals they contain. Let's look at some different examples. Let's look at corn kernels. How many of you like corn kernels? I know I do. But what nutrients does corn kernels contain? Looking at a popular brand of corn kernels, it contains carbohydrates, fats, and proteins. 13 grams of carbohydrates, which include 1 gram of sugar, 9 grams of fats, which include 2 grams of saturated fats. Saturated fats and unsaturated fats are 2 different kinds of fats, as well as 1 gram of protein. But look at this. Look very carefully at the sodium content of the corn kernels. It contains 130 milligrams of sodium. Corn kernels, they are very salty. That's why they taste so good. What about a popular brand of cupcake filled with cream? The amount of carbohydrates are 26 grams, which include 20 grams of sugar. The amount of fat is 6 grams, of which 2 grams are saturated fats. It also contains 9 grams of proteins. But look at this, even though it tastes sweet, it has 210 milligrams of sodium, much more than the pack of corn kernels. However, the cupcake also contains some minerals, calcium, 2% of our daily requirement, and iron, 4%. And remember, these percentages are based on a diet of 2,000 calories a day. That's the average diet that we should have. What about a popular brand of Hubs bread? 1 Hubs bread will contain 27 grams of carbs, 1 gram of fat, 7 grams of protein. However, we don't see any vitamins or minerals in that Hubs bread. Let's move to our first assessment. Identify the nutrients represented in each type of food below. What kind of food is this? And what are the nutrients? What about this type of food? Study these pictures carefully. And this final picture. Think about the nutrients in these different types of foods. The first picture shows foods that provide energy. What are the nutrients for these foods? The second picture shows foods that protect the body. What do they contain? And picture number 3 shows foods that build muscle. What are the nutrients? I'll give you 1 minute to write down your answers. Let's look at the answers to this question. Foods that provide energy contain carbohydrates and fats. Yes, fats do provide some energy. Foods that protect the body, vitamins and minerals. So you can see the fruits and vegetables. Foods that build muscle contain proteins. Here you have meats and animal products. Let's move on. Assessment number 2. Brian's diet contains a high amount of the food items shown below. Brian needs more of which nutrients? So let's look at Brian's diet. Do you like Brian's diet? Ice cream, soft drink, fries, cupcakes, candy. Does Brian's diet remind you of yours? I hope not. But what is Brian's missing from this diet? Think about it. If Brian is only getting these foods, what kind of nutrients would he be missing? Well, he'll be missing foods that give us vitamins, minerals, and fiber. So remember, you can't just eat sweet foods. Here's some of the work you can do at home to find out more. Create a balanced diet for the different members of your family using some of your favorite foods. So plan this diet with vegetables, fruits, grains, proteins, and dairy. And remember, a balanced diet has all the different nutrients contained in food in the right proportion. Not too much or not too little. So you can actually plan out this diet for 1 week and get your parents to help you prepare this diet. Examine the nutrition facts on the package of some of your favorite snacks. Nutrition facts normally tell you the serving size and the servings per container. They also have the calories as well as the calories from fats. They contain the percentage daily values you get from each of the nutrients shown or in the food that it represents. For example, in this nutrition fact, you get 90 calories per serving, which is half a cup. And out of the 90 calories, 30 are from fats. There are 3 grams of fat, which represents 5% of your daily value, out of which there is no saturated or cholesterol in this food. There are 300 milligrams of sodium, which is 13% of your daily value, and 13 grams of carbohydrates, 3 of which are fiber, and 3 sugars. This represents 4% of your carbohydrates, your daily intake, 4% of your daily intake, and 12% of your fiber. There's also 3 grams of protein in this food. So you can study the nutrition facts of the foods that you find in your cupboard to plan your balanced diet. I'd also like to direct you to the internet where we would have gotten some of our information. You can also do your research and look up what we did today. These are some of the sites that we used. And remember, science is fun.